I'm not copying you. Hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighborhood POKEMANIAC, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we got our third gym badge from Burgh of Castelia City. And then we came over here and we fought Bianca, who, if you hadn't noticed before, I mean, mother of all things holy, that girl's just got a 5-head. There's really nothing she could do about it. But anywho, without further ado, it is finally time for us to proceed on to Route 4, which I can already tell is going to be coarse and rough and getting everywhere. But coming on over here, we can... I recognize that cowlick even from behind. But what do you have to say for yourself?
Oh, trainer, take a look at the sand. You see how some areas are lighter and some of the sand looks darker? Pokemon are hiding in the darker sand.
Alright, so what he says is the truth. And now that we are on a new route, we've got a myriad of new Pokemon that are just waiting for us to discover. So let's come over here, get ourselves an X accuracy, which ain't too shabby. And then, well, I mean, if we were fighting Bianca, you knew this was coming. Someone, wasn't far behind. So let's just go get this out of the way with right quick. So what do you have to say for yourself, pal?
Hey, Maniac. I've been waiting for you to get the insect badge, and now it's time to see which one of us is the stronger trainer.
Alright, from nerd to battle-ready combatant, I suppose. It is our rival CHEREN for the, what is this, the 4th time? I'm not quite sure off the top of my head, but he's got a pretty decent-sized team, and he's going to lead off with his Pidove. Pidove we have seen before. This one in particular is going to be on level 20, normal flying-type Pokemon with the ability Super Luck. As you can see, we are going to be in a sandstorm this whole time, and look at the... Oh, let's get through Pidove real fast before I start gushing again. He's got the moves Quick Attack, Leer, Air Cutter, and Roost, so can be rather annoying. Just prepare accordingly. It's still a Pidove though, so it's not like the end of the world. But, guys, the most beautiful change in any Pokemon game has occurred. As you can see on our bottom screen, you see that up in the upper right corner, the little indicator that says weather? Yeah, we don't have to sit through a sandstorm animation every single turn anymore. And that goes for all weather. It will just kind of remind you that it's here, and then we just get buffeted, and then we move on. It's quite the beautiful system, let me tell you. Quality of life improvement. I mean, that alone makes this game a 10 out of 10, all right? So, anywho, we're going to go hit this thing with a Razor Shell, because I don't see a Pidove. Well, maybe this Pidove. Maybe, okay, of all the Pidoves out there, CHEREN's Pidove would obviously have the greatest chance of surviving an assault from Skipper. You seem to understand the importance of the first attack very well. You bet I do. And you know Skipper got that defense drop. So even if CHEREN did opt to use a potion of some sort, it would have been to no avail because the defense would have been lowered, so he would have taken it out. And, of course, he is going to be throwing out his ace in the hole since ours is out. And, of course, we're going to switch out. It's so easy to counteract this. He is going to be sending out his #1 bub, his Servine. If you were smart and you chose Oshawott like a good Pokemaniac, he will have this Servine, level 22, pure grass type, with the ability Overgrow, and he is going to have a Citrus Berry, so maybe we should have kept Incinerate just a wee bit longer. Man, we might not even need to work up for this one, but it's going to have the moves Leaf Tornado, Wrap, Leech Seed, and Growth, so a little bit annoying, but, nothing that we can't deal with anymore. And as you can see, CHEREN's up to 2nd stage, much like Bianca was. Now, if you chose yourself a Tepig, you would be... Okay, Mojo. Okay, Mojo Jojo, I see you. Seeing you, I am. That was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so proud of him. Oh man, I really shining through. All right, Panpour's up next, but let's get through some of these other Pokemon. If you had chosen different Pokemon, if you had chosen a different starter Pokemon, if you had chosen Tepig, like I said, you'd be facing a Do What, mate? On level 22, pure water type with ability Torrent, also holding a citrus berry with the moves Razor Shell, Focus Energy, Water Sport, and Fury Cutter. And last but not least, if you had chosen Snivy, you would be looking at a Pignite, which is on level 22, the pure fire fighting type. Yeah, that's with the ability Blaze, holding a citrus berry with the moves Flame Charge, Defense Curl, Arm Thrust, and Smog. Not the dragon from Lord of the Rings, but the terrible poison type move, which I don't know why. I don't know why a Pignite has Smog, but it does. All right, up next for all of our do-what enjoyers in the Pokemon crowd, we are going to be facing down an intimidating Panpour. Let's go ahead and focus our energy a little bit first, just so we have a little bit more time and we can land critical hits, which would be nice. And it is going to be on level 20, pure water type with the ability Gluttony, with the moves Bite, Water Gun, Water Sport, and Fury Swipes. So just keep that in mind, not super intimidating. If, once again, you had chosen Tepig, you would be facing down a Panseer right now, pure fire type, level 20, with the ability Gluttony, with the moves Bite, Incinerate, Yawn, and Fury Swipes. And last, but certainly not least, if you had chosen a Snivy, you'd be looking at a Pansage on level 20, pure grass type, with the ability Gluttony, and it will have Bite, Vine Whip, Leech Seed, and Fury Swipes. So, not too shabby. All right, and not finally. This isn't really his, ace in the hole. We already took that down. But CHEREN has a new addition to his team, and is a fully evolved Pokemon. That's not fair. I say, even though we have Mojo Jojo in the back. But it's a Panseer, so it's like, really, is it? Well, I don't know. It's a Liepard. I guess they're still comparable. I'm not trying to be mean to these Pokemon, but anywho, Liepard. It is the fully evolved form of Purloin. So good on you, CHEREN, for having the nice fully evolved Pokemon. We're running a little bit low. If I can bring out the power of my Pokemon, I can still pull this off and win. He's actually not too far off the mark from that, so we're actually just going to go ahead and we're going to use a Super Pot Ion. Running a little low on Lemonades. I mean, unless I didn't, a little low on Lemonades. Ooh, nice alliteration. A little low on Lemonades is a nice alliteration. However, I think I actually just neglected to pick up Lemonades from, the dang vending machines, which was a mistake on my part and something we should probably do before we, get too far into this route. But anywho, Liepard, fully evolved Pokemon, level 20, Dark type, ability on Bird, with the moves Pursuit, Torment, Sand Attack, Fury Swipe. So that is the same regardless of what starter you had chose. But with that, we get Skipper to level 25, and he wants to learn Water Pulse. Absolutely, we are going to learn Water Pulse. We're going to replace our Water Gun, which is, not quite as good. Water Pulse, while being more powerful, it also has the ability to confuse the opponent. So absolutely impressive. But why can't I win? It's because you ain't the main character, homie. I don't know what to tell you. It's clear to me now. The reason you are so tough is the trust between you and your Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Most times I would kind of, make like a meta joke and be like, no, it's because I'm the main character, or, I know Pokemon. But he might be right this time around. With Skipper, I mean, being the absolute, just captain of the team that he is, I trust him to lower defense or land crits, and now that we've got Water Pulse, I totally trust him to start confusing Pokemon in order to take him out. And then with Mojo Jojo, I had no, hope for him at all, and then he took down Silent, and then, my trust in Mojo Jojo started to build, and now he's taken down, Servines quite easily. So, you know what? Yeah, CHEREN, I will grant you this one. It might actually be because of my trust in my Pokemon this time around. But that shouldn't be a problem. I can get more out of Servine and my other Pokemon, too. And the cross transceivers are... I wonder, who could it be? Everyone I know is, within proximity of me. It's a Professor Juniper, and that's kind of annoying that the bottom right corner is just static. Hello there, Maniac. Do you have a second? Yes, please, because there's nothing. I don't have anything I need to do today other than listen to you yap there, Professor Juniper.
Professor Professor Juniper, do you need something from me?
I called Bianca too, but I guess she didn't hear the call. I wonder what she's caught up in. Well, I suppose I'll just have to call her again later. I don't know. If Bianca wasn't answering calls, I mean, this is still pretty close to her getting her Muna stolen, so I'd be nervous. I'd probably be like, I just battled her. I'm gonna go look for her real fast. Okay, I'll be waiting for you two in front of the gate to Nimbasa City. Why do you say it like that? Hello. Okay, hello? Yeah, Cheren? What? What? Was he just being arrogant? I don't understand why he said that.
The boss city's gate is straight down Route 4.
And there he goes. My goodness, quite the mad lad that Cheren is. Let's go ahead and bust out. Man, I cannot believe there was no item hidden over here. I didn't even click A or nothing, just because, I was like, no, it's too obvious. But coming over here, place your bets. Place your bets. What's the sign say? Route 4. Thank you. I would have never known otherwise. But yeah, so let's get ourselves a little bit acquainted to Route 4. As you can see, the terrain is pretty unique from other, well, kind of unique from other, like, sand places. I mean, in Gen 3, the desert, I forget what route that was, but the desert over by Mauville City, it was similar to this, where if you would step into, the darker sand, or the deeper sand, you could run into wild Pokemon. But speak of the devil... Oh, and it is a Pokemon we have not seen thus far. Say hello to Scraggy. Now, let me just tell you right now, Scraggy is a phenomenal Pokemon. It is arguably the best Pokemon you can catch in Gen 5, and I do not say that lightly. Scraggy is the dark fighting type. And other than his cute animation where he has to, like, keep holding up his, like, pants, which is absolutely adorable, this thing is a monster. Now, it has massive attack and really great defense stats. So if you can handle it being a slow fighting type Pokemon, I cannot recommend this for your team enough. That being said, Scraggy is not going to be joining us for this journey, unfortunately. But I do highly, highly recommend if you want a fighting type, getting yourself a Scraggy, especially if you don't have any ability to trade for a trade your Girder to make it into a Conkeldurr. I almost called it a Rupushin, which is its like Japanese name. And oh, what's this guy? Oh, hello! Aren't you adorable? Glug, 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 glug. Oh, and he's alcoholic. Oh, it's the perfect Pokemon. What do you have to say? What? Are you worn out? Okay, then rest here for a minute. All right, and this is pretty nice. So it's like a, in-route Pokemon Center, so you don't have to run down to good old Castelia Pokemon Center every single time. And this is nice, too, because, it's set up like, you know how kind of like in like very remote places, they just have like cabins that are built and, people leave open so that you can get out of harsh weather? That's kind of like what this is. But your trash can was empty. I will never return to this place. Absolutely horrendous service. For an Airbnb, you're getting like maybe like a 4-star instead of a 5-star. So consider your Airbnb career over. Alrighty, moving right along. Oh man, here is another Pokemon we haven't seen thus far. And guys, let me tell you, you're not gonna believe it. This is also an absolute banger of a pocket monster. If you are undecided on your fire-type Pokemon, pick this thing up. It is phenomenal. Now, I just got to preface this by saying basically everything you run into on Route 4 is going to be an absolute banger of a Pokemon. I don't know why, like, all of the stars align and converge on Route 4, but nearly every single Pokemon in the desert area is an absolute powerhouse in their own right. And Darumaka is no exception. well, its evolved form, I guess would be, you know, no exception, which is Darmanitan. It's been a legendary staple of Gen 5 ever since this game came out because of how powerful this thing is. If you need a pure fire type, it's a great physical, you know, attacking fire type Pokemon. I cannot recommend, you know, having a Darumaka or, well, you know, later on a Darmanitan enough. That being said, Darumaka will not be joining us on our journey. Again, this is basically because I used a lot of Pokemon that you would typically use in like a kind of like a warm-up playthrough. So, you know, I'm changing up the team just a little bit. Come down here, we get ourselves a Pearl, because we be next to the sea. And we could battle these guys. Man. Oh, I guess it was going to have to happen eventually. All right, so let's go ahead and talk to these lovely gentlemen. Okay, good catch, good catch. My next catch will be called Victory. All right, I like the cut of this guy's jib, if you ask me. And it's our first fisherman, and he's got 4 Pokemon in a row. And he's got himself a Basculin. Now, Basculin is a Pokemon we have not seen thus far. And if you're thinking, because, you know, he's got 4 Pokemon and they're all, you know, fish, you're like, oh, this is the Magikarp guy, right? Don't. Just do not for a second fall for that and let your guard down, guys, because this thing is no Magikarp. Basculin is a pure water type Pokemon, and I'm not going to lie, water Pokemon are relatively hard to come by, all things considered, in 5th gen. Well, like, really good water-type Pokemon are very hard to come by in 5th gen. Basculin does not evolve. However, that does not mean that its, you know, strength is, like, under par. I mean, this thing is an absolute demon. It will make you dread surfing, and it will also make you dread fighting fishermen, because these things are absolutely cruel. And I believe the first one is female and this one is male. There is a difference between Basculin. One has a pink stripe on, you know, on its like back, and the other one has, in this case, you know, a blue stripe. So there are little bits of variety from the Basculin, but these things are mean and these things are tough. They are just very strong, and they're very hard. They're man, what's the word I'm looking for? Not tenacious, but they're like, I don't know, dense. It's not the right word, but like there's something to them. You know, they got substance to them, so hard to deal with. Particularly if you don't have a Pokemon that is particularly good against, you know, other water types. Well, other water types. In the case of Skipper here, other water types. If you have yourself like a grass or an electric type Pokemon, you should be okay. We are going to have to heal up, unfortunately, because we have been chipped down. We've been chipped away, basically, to our core. So we're going to get that to make sure that Skipper does not meet an untimely demise. Not too shabby at all. I know it's going for Aqua Jet, but that still does some decent damage. Let's go ahead and finish this up here, Skipper. So, we're going to take another Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet, if you don't know, it is a priority water-type move, which makes it, you know, absolutely phenomenal. It's like the quick attack of water-type moves, which I love that concept. And, of course, he's got himself one more Basculin, because why not? Why not just have a whole team of Basculin? However, I will say, while they are scary to deal with, on the bright side, when you come up against, you know, a team of like 4 of them, it is much more rewarding in the experience point department when you take them down. So can't complain about that. And just like that, Skipper, well, I guess the elements finished that one off. The victory that got away was this big. All right, bro, tell me about it. I feel that on a spiritual level. All right, so we're going to go. There's another fisherman, but we are going to have to go heal up right quick because... Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is a Pokemon we have, in fact, seen before. This is Sandile, and... Well, if you guys didn't know, I was playing awfully coy when we ran into a plasma grunt with a Sandile of his own, and I kind of avoided the topic because, that's right, guys, the next member of our team is another banger from Route 4, and that is Sandile. Sandile is the ground and dark type Pokemon, which I think would slot in so well on the team. So we are going to be catching this thing at our earliest convenience. But before we do that, we're going to heal up Skipper one more time just so, he doesn't, fall in battle. That'd be quite the travesty. Nice little assurance there. Sandile, crazy unique typing, particularly when it came out here in Gen 5. Absolutely love the typing. This thing is, it becomes an offensive powerhouse as we go along with it. And also having something that's, well, ground types in general are super reliable. And something else that's really cool about 5th Gen is that, having dark type actually means something more so than in previous generations. I love the typing of basically everything in this game. They gave us new combinations, and they made I don't quite know how to explain it. It's just like they made typings that you typically didn't need to worry about, or that didn't get a lot of TLC in previous generations, and just boosted those up. You know what? We've got this nifty Dusk Ball we've been carrying around, and well, Sandile's a part dark type, so I think it would make sense to catch him in a Dusk Ball, even though it is daytime. So it's not going to have its full catch rate, but if it's the catch rate of a Pokeball, I'm still expecting this Sandile to stay in. It's that easy, baby. But yeah, now we can welcome our Sandile to the team. All right, Sandile, the Desert Croc Pokemon. Ground dark type. All right. It moves along below the sand surface, except for its nose and eyes. A dark membrane shields its eyes from the sun. Oh, so that explains the sunglasses. All right, I gotcha. And of course, we're going to give a nickname to our Sandile. How could we not? And I could think of only one nickname for the legendary Sandile. And that is K-Rool. All right, now we have King K-Rool on the team. And Sandile's also, again, along with being, another banger from Route 4, they are, if I'm not mistaken, you can get, their abilities are super good too. Ours has Intimidate, which is a phenomenal ability. It's, it'll be really good for switching in, in lowering attack and stuff. Great strategically. But also, Sandiles can get the ability Moxie, which is an absolutely devastating new. I think it's a new ability in Gen 5. Don't quote me on that though. But coming into Gen 5, Moxie, if the Pokemon KOs another Pokemon, then it gets an attack boost for doing so. So, yeah, just take that for what you will. Alrighty, and running away from another Darumaka. Let's come over here and get ourselves an item. And, oh, that's a great ball. I mean, it doesn't quite replace the Dusk Ball we just used, but, I mean, honestly, for a member of the team, like, K-Rool, it's worth it. Coming right up here, there should be an item. Yes, and what is that? It is an Ultra Ball, which almost makes up for that Dusk Ball we found. Alright, not too shabby. All right, and moving right along, I am going to throw up a Repel up here soon, just because now that we've gotten good old K-Rool here, we're looking pretty good. Rash natured, what's that do? Well, okay, it's not detrimental to attack or anything, but that's not the best ability, I suppose, that our Sandile, or the best nature that our Sandile can have, but that's okay. K-Rool sounds like he would be rather rash, if you ask me, but that's all right. We have a Skipper here to keep him in line. So we are going to be switch training for K-Rool because we don't have the EXP share, which is rather unfortunate. Is there anything we could give K-Rool here? We could give him the Eviolite. That would be really useful. Smoke Ball would be nice too, because then we could just run away from any battle we don't want to deal with. Let's give him the Eviolite right now, because when we're wandering through, I guess the, you know, desert sands, like the darker sand, we're going to have, like, Skipper up front with the repel so that, you know, we don't run into anything. But when we come over here to battles, I can't see up ahead because of the sandstorm, but because I can't see, I'll have to battle with you. Well, can't argue with that logic, and look at that transition. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. And Parasol Lady April, and what does she have? She has a temple. Great. That's what I want to see. Sandstorm! Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, enough already. All right, you get the picture. All right, yeah, it's Sandstorm. Good one, good joke. I'm Mr. Funny Man. Ah, boy. All right, so let's go ahead and throw up a rebel up, since we are now going to be treading across the dark sand. And I mean, heck, we have sorry about that. Again, allergies kind of kicking my butt there. But we have already gotten we've obtained the team member we have wanted from the sand already. No item over here. All right, fair enough. Coming over here, as you can see, this is also an active construction zone. And you can tell Pokemon, like in particular, Pokemon 5th Gen, really goes for like hang on, let's heal up real quick. Like it really goes for a like a super realistic angle when it comes to like it's world building, I suppose. Because this game came out in like 2011 and they're still doing construction on Route 4, so that's 100% accurate to real life. All right. And who do we have here? Worker Gus. All right, Gus, what do you got for us? #bars. Alrighty, my way of losing is also dynamic. Oh, good for you. Alright, so once again, like, my goodness, just love the updated challenge and everything. It's just sometimes battles take a really long time. Tired workers should head to the prefab house by Castelia City. Alright, so that's what that, the rest house is for. It's not really necessarily for, you know, like wandering travelers. I mean, we are pretty close to Castelia City, but it's for workers, you know, to get some rest, which is not too bad. That's actually rather generous. Okay, repel wore off, so let us go ahead and throw up another one. Awfully generous of a company to provide prefab houses. Let's go ahead and throw up another repel up, and then work our way over to this worker. As one does, work their way over to a worker. And then, of course, we are going to throw King K. Rool back up front so that we can continue to switch train him for mass amounts of experience. I'm a mucho macho worker. I'll bring you down with my muscles. All right, I love the confidence. Hey, I can get along with this guy. All right, a mucho macho worker. What's your name? It's like a boy named Sue. Of course, if your name's Shelby, you're going to have to grow up to be mucho macho. Ugh, the impudence! From me or from you? You're the one who declared that you are the mucho macho man over here, so I think that's all on you there, Shelby. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and throw Skipper back up front again to ward off all of the scary wild Pokemon. And let me tell you, like, some of them aren't like scary right now, but they become very much so. Something else to note though, while there are a lot of like crazy, why am I not able to climb up these? Oh, I want to climb the scaffolding. It would be so fun. There's not even enough safety measures to keep me away from them. That's how you know it's accurate. Oh, there's an item up here. What is this? An ether. Oh, that's actually not too shabby. It's always nice finding items that you can't, you know, like buy in stores. So not so bad. And we come over here and get ourselves TM41 Torment, which is how I feel in this desert. Tormented, that's for sure. So an appropriate TM to find, to be sure. Let's get another repel going. Still kind of upset that you can't, you know, there's no little indication that once your repel wears off that you could be able to just utilize another one right off the bat. But with that, we've explored this little half of, well, I guess this little section. It's not even a half, let me tell you, of this desert. But like I was saying a little bit earlier, before, I got interrupted by, everything else. Like, geez, my brain's being pulled like 80 directions on this route. There are some really, like I was saying, there's so many, like, really good Pokemon that you can get on this route. However, the caveat to that is that a lot of them are going to take time to grow and evolve to become the absolute, like, bangers that they're supposed to be. Literally, I mean, all of them, even K. Rool, Darmanitan evolves at a very, very high level. Scrafty or Scraggy evolves at a very high level. There's a lot of Pokemon in here that you can get that are very good, but you have to put in the time and effort. And something else about 5th gen that they decided to change, which honestly, again, like, increases the challenge, and I think was a pretty solid change, is that makes the game harder. You actually have to think. They really, like, cranked up the evolution levels. So a lot of Pokemon evolve later than you would expect them to, and even later than Pokemon normally would in earlier generations. So just keep that in mind when you're catching Pokemon. It's just I don't know. I like that like diamond in the rough type of deal. You got to give some TLC before you can reap the rewards. Deep in the desert ahead of here, at the desert resort, there are some ruins that have become a little tourist destination. Oh, well, maybe we should go explore that on our little desert trip that we got going on here. But before coming over here, we get ourselves a burn heal. And I suppose there's not much else to do but continue our path of destruction through Route 4. All right, what do you have, good sir?
Well, at a time like this, let's have a Pokemon battle.
Literally nothing else I would rather be doing. Trust me right there. Backpacker Keen. All right, that's a new trainer class we haven't seen before, and he's got himself a Darumaka. Not too shabby. That is going to turn into a threat later on. I see. Was that your favorite Pokemon? No, it's not my favorite Pokemon, but yeah, he's already won my heart over. We just got him, and he's already taking down trainers Pokemon. Yeah, it's like I know it was like what? It's like, oh yeah, it's a Darumaka. Like, big deal, but it's a big deal for me. Like, getting a Pokemon and then immediately being able to utilize it in battle, I think is a very special trait. And let me tell you, a lot of Pokemon from this route share that trait, and then they just get better. All right, so moving right along, we actually might be able to just leave King K. Rool up front now, because I think he outclasses other wild Pokemon in the area. My travel partner is the Pokemon that a popular guidebook recommended. All right, well, let's see if this guidebook had some good information. And, oh, it's another Backpacker Anna, and what does she have? Your book lied. The guidebook does not tell me how to win! All right. Well, obviously, it's not a guidebook written by your friendly neighborhood POKEMANIAC, because if you would read that, you would be your victory would be assured. Well, actually, maybe not, because it's against me. And if I wrote the book, then I would know what strategies you would be trying to implement, and what type of author would I be if I was selling like a battle book and couldn't win myself? Then what's even the point, right?
Where did you come from? Me? Well, if you can win, I'll tell you.
I could not care less where you come from. I'm sorry. I don't care. These backpackers, I'll tell you what. Oh, someone else must have had a different guidebook. My first battle, and I lost. Oh, that was your first one? Oh my God, what are you doing on Route 4 of all places? Oh my goodness, this is a rough place to. You're gonna be forged through fire and sand. That's for right, Drew. All right, fine. Where are you from?
To tell you the truth, I just left Castelia City yesterday.
That's good. She's like a backpacker. She's got all her equipment and everything. She's like, I just started. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, boys, is backpacking the new vegan, where they have to tell you that they are backpackers and that they travel all over the place. Anywho, I just left Castellian City. I'm going to be honest. I just started. All right.
The fun of traveling around the world is having serious battles with a lot of Pokemon, I mean.
All right. That, again, oh yeah, I couldn't guess. You're a backpacker. You travel. All right, Waylon. All right. You lost your way. When? Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna learn Mud Slap. Mud Slap is just Sand Attack, but better. To be honest, so we're gonna do that. Sand Attack with damage. I'm not gonna turn that down. All right, not too shabby. K. Rool already kind of coming along.
Whoa, you're a top-class trainer, the best in the world. But what do I know?
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be Waylon after I'm done with you. See, that was the pun I should have gone with before the battle. Oh, I feel so foolish. All right, fooling. And we get ourselves a Hyperpot Ion, which is good, and it reminds me I need to get myself a trainer tips, some more healing items. Pokemon have a source of energy for using moves. It's called Pee-Pee.
It is not.
Shut up. They call it Pee-Pee? Jeez. It's nuts. They can't call it Pee-Pee. All right. Anywho, look at that traffic in my Pokemon game. How about that? There's actually things going on. Okay, so we're coming across the desert resort. I know we didn't do a whole heck of a lot in this episode. You know, it was a lot of running around. But we battled CHEREN and we caught ourselves K. Rool, which ain't too shabby if you ask me. Like I was saying before I so rudely interrupted, I think those two things are, accomplishments within themselves. So, in the next episode, we are going to continue our way through Route 4 and explore this mysterious desert resort that one guy was, talking about, earlier on, and see what there is to see here, in all that Route 4 offers. So, guys, like what you saw, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like, dislike, whatever you're feeling like, and until next time, guys, I will catch you later. CHEREN is a big ol' nerd. Bianca, flighty as a bird. Juniper really likes to yap. Then there's me, the Pokemaniac.